Hi and welcome to the video training of JavaScript. In this video training we will be looking at how to create an app using REST-countries.eu APIs and JavaScript. So let's get started. In this video training we are going to utilize different APIs provided by a website called REST-countries.eu. We will use some of the API endpoints provided by this service. For example, all it gives us data of all countries in the world. Then we can search by partial name, that is search by country name. The third one is language, so you can also search the country by providing its language. The fourth one we will be using is search by capital city. For example, if you know the capital city of a country, you can view the data of that country. So requirements for this application are very simple. You need a computer or a laptop, you need a good internet connection, and you need a modern browser. It can be Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, or Safari. And this is our main application. I tried to put this all on one page, so we have everything on one page. Don't worry about the syntax or writing out the code by looking at this screen, because you will find the GitHub link of this piece of code on GitHub in the YouTube video description, so don't worry about that. Now we are going to build this application within 5 to 10 minutes. So let's get started. So I've come to the terminal, and within the terminal I'm going to go to personal projects, and here I have JavaScript. Okay, and I'm going to create a project folder that says countries. Okay. CD countries, and here I'm going to create a file called countries.html. So it will be a web page, it will be countries HTML file. So let's start HTML end, then we have title, countries API, then we have this comes under head tag, and this closes the head tag. Then we have the body. Okay, body, and within the body we are going to add a select option and the placeholder. So the label is select data to fetch. Then we have a break, and then we have a select, that is a drop down, and in the select we are going to give it an ID, API name equal API, and this select has some options. So option 1 is empty, and it says select API. Then we are going to copy this 4 times more, and here we are going to say all, fetch all countries data. Then we have second thing we have is name, fetch country by name. The third one is language, so we have fetch country by language, and the fourth one and the last one is capital, so fetch country by capital city. So these are the APIs we have here, and now I'm going to add an input type text field, and ID is going to be text, and placeholder is enter term here. So the term can be either city name, capital city name, or language or name. It depends on the scenario of the API you have selected. results of the API will show below. This is the h2 tag. Then we have a div for results. Let's close the div and let's start our JavaScript application here. Okay, the first thing we are going to build is basically a fetch data function. Fetch data, and it receives an element which we will pass from here on click fetch data, and this means we are sending the select drop down as an object to the fetch data function. So here we are going to do our stuff. So the first thing we are going to use is our API URL, and we are going to add the prefix. The prefix is same for all the APIs, that is https /restcountries.eu/rest v2 and /. So we have the API URL as a fix. Now we are going to say if e.val is not equal to all. So if it's not all option, then we fetch the term from the text box, element by id, and the id is text dot value. Okay, because when we are selecting the all option, we are fetching all countries. We are not sending any parameter from our side to the server, so that's very important. Okay, the next thing is to start the process if e.value equals to all. Okay, then what we are going to use is we are going to concat the endpoint to the API. So if it's all, we are okay. Else if let's copy this thing from here. If it's e.val to name, then we are going to use the term as well. So if term equals blank, we are going to alert user, please enter term, or please enter name. That's more appropriate. And the API URL for this endpoint is called name / and we are concatenating here the term. Yep. So okay, we have already closed this here, and okay, so also starts here and it ends here. Okay, so we can just copy this text from here and paste it here, and now we are going to tackle the language part. Please enter language, and here we are going to use the term lang and term. The last but not the least one is capital, and here we are going to say please enter capital city, and here we are going to say capital /term. So that's all about this function. Now we are going to fetch the data. We are going to set fetch API URL, and once it's fetched, then we have the then function response equals response.json, and this function waits for the response, and once the response has been received, it then moves on to the second then function. So data equals show data, and here we will be passing the data that we have received from the API. Okay, that looks more nice and clean. So we have our main function here, and now we want the show data function. Okay, function show data, and the show data function receives the data, and the purpose of the show data function is to format the data received from the API and show it to the user. So here we are going to have some table, and we're going to have a row and a column. The first column will be name, the second column will be, let's see what the second column is, capital, and the third column is region, the fourth column is time zone, and the fifth column is flag. This will be the image. That's our column headers, and now we are going to record in data, and here we are going to concat some stuff. So HTML equals, and here we have the row, new row again, and first column we are going to have data dot, data record dot name, and let's close that first column, and let's copy this, paste it here, change it to capital, and in the third column we have region, in the fourth column we have time zones, and in the fifth column we have flag, and flag is an image, so we need an image tag of HTML to show this flag, and I'm going to set this flag to width 100 pixels, and here goes the flag, and here goes the row. And once we have this loop closed, we need to close the HTML tags. So here we're going to say table. Okay, and the last part here of this function is to display this HTML into the results div that we have created above. Inner HTML equals HTML. So I think we are pretty much done. It's not allowing me to save due to permissions, no issues. CH mode article 7 countries. Okay, that should do it. Okay, now we are able to save our program. Now let's move on to this folder and execute the HTML file. So I can go right here and into my personal projects, and here I have JavaScript and countries folder, and I just need to double click this file. Double clicking this file opens up my program. So if I select all, fetch all countries data, okay, nothing happens because there is some issue here. We need to solve that issue, and it's at inner HTML of null. Okay, let's debug this and fix this. Inner HTML of null. Okay. Show data. Oh, I forgot to concat. Plus is must here. Either we can do this or we can do HTML plus. So it's a better concise format. So I forgot to do this. So we just need to refresh the page and let's see now what happens if I select all countries. Still no response. Okay, it says HTML. Okay, strange. Okay, I have I have removed the break here, so I wanted to put the drop down in the text file in the same text box in the same line. Now if we select get all countries, we get the list of all the countries around the world. As you can see, we have the country name, the capital name, region, time zone, and the flag of that country. So it's a long list. Okay, now let's see if we can search by partial name. So if I type in SAU and I select get country name, it brings up two countries, Saudi Arabia and Guinea-Bissau, because Guinea-Bissau have SAU and Saudi Arabia also have SAU. Now if I try to search IR and let's see what it brings up now. So it brings up all the countries which have IR. It includes Iraq, Ireland, and Iran as well. Yeah. So if I type in CH, it should bring up China, Chile, Chad, and other countries that have CH in their country name. Okay, now if I want to search by language like Urdu, so I type URD and I say, so it brings up two countries which have a language that have these three letters URD. And the last API that we are going to use is search by capital. So if I type in New York and if I go search by capital city, bring anything. Okay, let's try to remove the space and write again. Nothing happens. Let's try London. So if I say capital city, okay, the London one is working. Now let's try Istanbul. That's the capital of Turkey. So if I go in capital city, it doesn't bring in anything. So I think it's Ankara, it's not Istanbul. Yeah, the capital is Ankara, that's why it wasn't bringing up, and the capital of USA is Washington, not New York. That's why it wasn't working. So you can see it's working now. I hope that you have enjoyed and learned a lot from this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can contact me for help or programming advice or suggestions by commenting on this YouTube video or at my email address usman@techweber.com. See you next time with a new video. Thank you very much.